Europe, there's likelihood you're going to bench him.
Yeah,
So,
definitely.
So a third highest earner, but as a guy that would bench in Europe because he doesn't defend for the front and he's not got that facet to his game, then that's a kind of luxury that we don't really have the finances to sort of fund a kind of luxury like that.
So, like, I mean, is the saying out of Gary Mackay-Steven kind of a signal to Chris Commons, listen, we're getting young lads in, quick, cheap young lads who are desperate to play and don't necessarily need you that much anymore?
No, I think it's a sign of Castle's no what, Torres no what thing. I think it's just a winger. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it's a no-brainer for what we're paying for him. If we do end up paying a couple of $100,000 for him, because a couple of years ago he would have been $2 million.
Mm-hmm.
He would have been. So at the end of the day, he is a winger. So he isn't. He's no like every week in, week out. Just inherently wingers are hot and cold at times. But I'll be excited to see him in the hoops. I like the look of the boy. I think he's a player.
Oh, he's very skillful.
Yeah.
So, so we've talked about Matthews, Commons, Griffiths, Beaton. But let's talk about the actual star of Saturday, which had to be WJ at half time. I mean, Paul, you were there. I mean, it seemed like
I think we've got to see Liam Henderson, no?
Liam Henderson. What did he do?
Scored.
Liam Henderson scored.
What?
Yeah.
Second goal.
Oh, sorry. Liam Henderson, no. I was thinking of Liam Brumby Boy. I was like, what?
Liam Power.
I was going, did I miss something? That's what I was thinking of. I was like, did I miss something? Liam Henderson.
Go to Jay and we'll go back to Liam Henderson.
I mean, that was amazing. I seen a clip of it on Sky Sports. Then I seen the videos on Martin Beattie's Facebook page, and brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Like, I mean,
for the last 3 days, every second post has been different videos for different angles, and the crowd has been brilliant, man.
I know, and it's just the wee guy, his legend is getting. So, Paul, you tell us, what was it like at the game, mate?
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, I think 90% of people there knew exactly what was going on and who EJ was and that and whatever. And you just sort of. It reminds you how powerful football can actually be and how powerful Celtic can be because, we all seethe and roar and moan and groan about stuff and whatever. And the joy on that laddie's face, he scored a goal and all this kind of thing. And the joy he gets for supporting Celtic and loving Celtic is just absolutely incredible. And it's infectious as well. Do you know what I mean? And, he's became probably in the last 18 months like an unofficial ambassador for Celtic, an unofficial mascot, if you like. And that's what it should always be about. And it's something that I thought about, with the Oscar and things like that as well, is that sometimes we all get a wee bit caught up in all this kind of stuff and we actually forget just how much of an impact Celtic can have and football can have. And it really was a wonderful moment just to see it and all that kind of thing. And I was actually glad that, because he obviously struggled with Big Samaras leaving. So I'm glad he's got over that because I know that was a torturous time for him and stuff. So, yeah, hats off to Hamilton. I mean, they really showed their class.
Brilliant.
They could have easily just brought him in and sat him in the stand and forgot about him, but they never, the vice chairman on the pitch and he was playing football with him and things like that. I mean, real touchy class for Hamilton.
And I see videos of him in the dressing rooms. And he was in the Hamilton dressing room and he was getting hugs and high fives. And he was in the Celtic dressing room. And by the way, how shade is the music in those dressing rooms? Oh, for fuck's sake.
I've not seen any of the videos.
I tell you, didn't he miss Ambrose though when he was getting his team talk?
Absolutely.
Chase Sweet, you see
I need to see that video.
You know how he does his team talk? And then he's like, Ambrose, and they're all like that because he couldn't see him. They're like, he's there, he turned around, Ambrose! And he's pointing the finger right in his face, and they're all pissed themselves off.
Big Virgil van Dijk had to give him a hug and all. It was brilliant.
Did you have you seen the video when Commons has got to throw his boots? No, he walks through his boots. The first bit was just to buy the dog. It's me, Jace, at the front. And me, Jace, like running towards him and stuff, saying, "Oh, wait!"
They're mine.
But then Ezagiri gave him his shirt as well at the end. I seen that video too. Somebody filmed that. I mean, that's just brilliant.
And the bit when he ran there and done the Gordon Strachan.
The Gordon
Strachan. Trying to put his foot on.
I didn't see that.
What was that bit? Sorry, Harper.
When he done the first goal, right? When he scored the first goal, he ran there, but he ran right all the way to the sideline. and then he gets to the advertising boards, and he put his foot up, same as what Gordon Strachan done.
Mexico 86.
Aye.
Oh man, absolutely brilliant.
It's
really good.
It's certainly the full crowd, because when I first seen it, I had the sound turned down, and in fact, I was in the pub in Edinburgh when I watched it. The sound was down, so you couldn't hear it. But then when I've listened again, the full crowd singing his name. There's only one Jay Beattie, and we love you, Jay. You beat. And it was just I heard by all accounts all the Hamilton Accies fans were up cheering him as well, Paul.
Aye. Oh, aye, absolutely, aye.
Amazing, and as you say, hats off to Hamilton Accies, and what a football club they're turning into. You know, especially with the youth they've got coming through, and with their manager going away to Norwich City. You know, and it's like it's going to be a conveyor belt of young managers, and they've kind of got a system going there.
Have their act together. They definitely have their act together. Like,
people go all over the world to look at clubs and how they're run. I mean, that's a benchmark there.
And the place looks great as well. I mean, Paul, you've been there, I haven't been there, but I mean, it looks like a really well kept place and stadium and club. Like.
Oh, aye, and that was on Saturday there. That was the biggest attendance ever at New Douglas Park.
That's right. I was going to say that. Yeah, most people. And
and it was. I mean, because Hamilton, you know, traditionally were always a bit of a joke club. I mean, Chris, I remember us taking 8 of them twice in a year and a half or so, home and away. But no, they really have. They've turned themselves in, and you look at kind of what happened with Alec Neil, who kind of took everybody by surprise, and what the hell did they get in? And then suddenly, bang, and Norwich are flying again all of a sudden, you know. And you know, it's a real kind of romantic story for Scottish football, and it actually shows teams in Scottish football what can be done if your club's run properly.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, with the right emphasis and stuff.
Is that a big support? Because let's face it, most people in Hamilton support Celtic and Rangers. You know, so it's.
And it is a great story because I'm sure did they not finish 4th in the First Division last season?
Yeah, that's right. I think
they won right up. Like they won the one playoff game, then the next playoff game, then they had to go like they had to play 6 games sort of thing. Right?
And they're obviously losing 2-0 at home to Hibs in the first leg of the playoff. So, unbelievable, you know. What a story. But I just think, I agree with you, Paul, they showed their class, and there is no many other clubs, or possibly no other clubs would have done that for VJ. Specifically, VJ is first and foremost a Celtic supporter, but they reached out to him, invited him to the game, and then not only that, but get him on the park and stuff. It's just, and I hope what VJ is doing for other kids with Down syndrome and things like that, you know. And I've just had a text through there for Johnny Mackay, and he says the next Hamilton Accies home game, it's 10 pence to get into the game. They've put that out to their fans there.
10p.
10p. So that's another new initiative to get the locals in. You know, well done. You know, well done them.
Wow.
And they're wee rivals across the Strathclyde Park. Motherwell, they're tonking them left, right and centre, which has never been known before. No, Motherwell would always hump them. Obviously, Motherwell's traditional hated rivals, Airdrie. So Hamilton's not got the same. They've not got the same hatred for them. But the Accies they'll have them in their mantelpiece, which is quite funny. But hats off to them. You know, I've nothing but respect for them.
But there should be a lot more of that in football as well, Jason. I mean that integration of other clubs, embracing other parts of other clubs, sort of cultures. You know what I mean? Like, Hamilton Accies to go out and invite a well-known, prominent, sort of famous, viral Celtic fan to come over to their game and treat him as a host and give him the experience that he had. I mean, that's amazing. That's a great gesture, and it creates goodwill among the other clubs, I suppose.
And you know what, man? It's great. Listen, I'm not saying this is why they've done it, but it's fantastic PR for them as well. Mm-hmm. So I mean, it's a great move all around.
Yeah, and I just think as well, what you've touched on there, Joe, I think we've spoke to guys like in the Green Brigade and things like that, and what they loved was when we played Kilmarnock earlier in the season, Celtic done you walk up and you get 2 tickets for the price of 1. Yeah. And Kilmarnock's away support virtually doubled at Celtic Park, so only it was conducive to a better atmosphere in the stadium. And I just think teams should be doing more, because let's face it, Celtic Park is nowhere near full now, so why don't you reduce the ticket prices for the away fans coming to Celtic Park and charge them like £8 or something like that for a ticket, and get them to fill their away allocation, and you can even give them more seats, and maybe it's a thing it's a domino effect or whatever in Scottish football. Just start clubs being nicer to each other and sort of trying to get away fans there. Obviously, we keep going on about German model and things like that. They get bloody free transport and things like that. But let's start encouraging people back to the football and encouraging away supporters. And it's you say to yourself, right, they're travelling away to support their team. So charge them half price for the home fans and another half the price they can use for their travel to get here.
Yeah, that's the thing. People want to go to the football, but you have to grease the wheels these days because access isn't what it used to be in terms of financially. So when you kind of got to get the juice flowing in Scottish football by kind of having these initiatives. Obviously, the unemployed initiative by Celtic was brilliant. This 10p initiative sounds fantastic as well. But you're right. It should be a thing that kind of revolves around the league, whereby you have to do it so many times a year in order to fucking instigate crowds.
Right.
It should be some sort of project. Somebody higher up, some highly paid consultant can come up with the idea.
Because I was
Doncaster can hire somebody.
I was thinking about this at the weekend. You're right. They probably will get some highly paid consultant in when in actual fact, somebody with half a brain could come up with it. Do you know what I mean? But it's whether they've got that noose to go and do it. But what I'm thinking is I was thinking about Aberdeen, the people tipping them for the title. And you're just saying to yourself, if we had played Aberdeen at the weekend there, with this sort of bit of crescendo of people were thinking that Aberdeen's got a chance, how many fans would they have brung if we'd have gave them the right amount of tickets? They would have brung 5,000-6,000, Paul, would you reckon?
I would say so, aye.
Right. And what an advert that would be. Because we could, if Celtic had charged the home fans a tenner, the ones that hadn't season tickets, tenner for the rest of the tickets, and charged the Aberdeen fans a tenner, you could have had 60,000 in there watching that game.
Easy, aye. And that's what you need, though.
Exactly.
Why does nobody see that?
I know. When do we play Aberdeen, Paul? I haven't even looked at it.
It's the 1st of March, which
is 1st of March.
It's after Inter Milan away.
So Sunday on the kick-off. Because I was going to do the next bus trip.
Even if we win the 2 games in hand, right? They're still within reaching distance, though. Depending on, we get a draw or two draws, and things are back in the mix. You know what I mean? So you just don't know. But then again, this is what it's all about. This is why you don't need Sevco, because competition speaks for itself. Right? And
Dundee United aren't a million miles away either.
Yeah.
So it's nobody. Bring it on. I still think we'll win it at a canter. But it was 3 days were good while they lasted.
That'll be a DVD this season in 3 days.
those 3 days in January.
There'll
be a play about that in years to come.
Aye.
What I find funny is that, whilst the media, particularly, who, let's face it, they're fucking mobbed with Aberdeen fans and ex-players in the media in Scotland, have tried to really build this up into a title race. They haven't applied the same kind of scrutiny and pressure to Aberdeen as they would have to anybody else, i.e. Celtic, in that. And it really hit home to me with the sports scene where, you looked at Aberdeen, I don't know if you saw it, but the Aberdeen game, they're getting beat 3-1, they're getting tonked by Dundee. They got a penalty, which was, it was questionable. The equaliser's at least a yard offside, and it was just brushed aside, as if nothing. Now, you just think about the hue and cry there was when Celtic went to Pittodrie and supposedly got a corner kick that should have been ours and got the winner for the fucking place went in meltdown. Yeah. And so, these are all the things that I kind of like because it sort of inspires Celtic, but at the same time, the scrutiny will come to Aberdeen eventually, and you just wonder if they can kind of handle it. Because I heard a lot of Aberdeen fans before the game on Saturday saying, Dundee, bogey team. Dundee have only lost to Aberdeen at Pittodrie Big Band twice in the last 10 games or something like that, plus they're not doing the cup this season. And and you just think, and there you go, bang, you know what I mean? They should have dropped points. So But the thing that gets me is I think that the media has built up this false Aberdeen because a lot of them are Aberdeen lean-ins. You know, you talk about Richard Gordon, Rob McLean, and fucking Liam McLeod, and Billy Dodds, and I mean, it just goes on and on. Willie Miller. I mean, they're never off the fucking thing. And we've had this before. I mean, we had it in 2011. Hertz were top of the league.